Alright, you guys, so I just posted a video specifically for Divine Feminines on a twin flame journey, considering connecting to a soulmate. So you can go ahead and watch that for context. But I have some time to kill, and I wanted to record additional thoughts about this topic, specifically about one thing that I've mentioned there being the intention behind that choice. So I'm either going to post this as part 2 or maybe just pop it on my stories. But it's an interesting thing to think about, because oftentimes it's all going to depend on how deeply you're connected to yourself in the moment you're taking choices. How deeply you are connected to the soul part of self, to the consciousness part of self, to the higher self, and not just the ego body. It requires a lot of healing. It requires a lot of time to fully develop that relationship with self, and it's not an easy thing to do. But if you really think about this, it's the ego that has the needs. The soul can have deep desires to fulfill in a specific lifetime, but the soul will never have something that is a necessity that needs to be closed with a specific action, because the soul understands that this journey is just a journey. We just are. Nothing matters and it all does, right? So I want to give you a specific example on maybe to break this down on a specific example, my example, to share vulnerably something with you. And I've mentioned in this video before that some feminines, they're being sort of put in front of a soulmate in a specific moment of their journey for a variety of reasons, and I've explained in this video. And the question is, do you want to move forward with that relationship? Or do you want to say no because you have that deep hope that you will be aligned with your true divine counterpart, your divine masculine counterpart that you're in separation with? So what I wanted to say from my perspective that maybe will help you in that decision, that this journey is tailored specifically for us, right? So the tests, the lessons, the moment you've learned something, the test will stop coming, right? The moment you are good at something, we all have our points of weaknesses and points of strengths, right? So there are specific things that universe may test you, and universe won't test me because it would be a waste of time. Universe would know that I would never fall for that test, right? Because I've already got that covered, and it can be reversed. So universe may not test you from something that I constantly receive tests on, because this is my shadow and because this is my thing to work on, right? So my very deep belief, and I've explained this in this video, is that we are presented with a soulmate, an actual man who is either in his divinity or working on his divinity, is a match energetically to us and is a soulmate and is ready for a commitment for a reason. And only in few cases that reason will be that the feminine actually had a very challenging twin flame journey that lasted a very long time. And when I say very long time, I mean like literally 7-8 years plus. And then you just reach a point of exhaustion and you don't want to continue consciously on that journey, right? But for the rest of us, those soulmates, those beautiful karmics, they usually tests, they're usually opportunities to grow, to expand, to escalate, right? So specifically me, myself, I cannot give you that advice because, to be honest, on this journey in separation, I have never had. I've had a couple of men connecting to me. I've had men who I felt connection with and a soulmate level of connection, but I was very aware from the very beginning that there must be a lesson in it, so let's explore and let's learn that lesson. But I've never had an actual man who would be an emotional and energetic match and would constantly pursue me in order to have that relationship. So I'm honestly saying I cannot give you an advice from my perspective how difficult it is to say no to that temptation. But I also believe that the reason I did not have that temptation is because I reached a point of understanding, and it's something that I teach you guys, not just on a twin flame journey, but on any kind of a journey, any kind of a woman. And it is actually my very deep belief that all people should be at that state to ever have a mature relationship. So what does it mean? What is that state? It's a state when you are not looking. There's a huge difference between openness and looking. So me in separation, would I crave love? Yes. Would I crave relationship? Yes. Would I dream to have someone to spend my days with, to make breakfast for, to travel with, to have a deep conversations about all of the things on my mind? Yes, of course. To have intimacy? Yes. But deep desire and a deep craving of a soul does not equal I go ahead and search for it. I go ahead and see opportunities in every possible person that could fill that gap, which is where most people are coming from. And this is what I want you to be mindful of when you are on this journey, considering connecting to a soulmate. And it is actually something that any person on any journey should always consider before entering a relationship. It's the intention. Now, most people are in denial. And this is what I said in the beginning. In order to know your true intention, you have to deeply connect to the true self, to the soul self, to the awareness self. Not the ego living this temporary experience, because the ego will give you a ton of very convincing intentions that will seem right and that will seem true. But only when you have met all your shadows and worked on all your shadows and integrated all your shadows, you really be able to recognize that intention. And even if you follow the intention that is an intention of the ego, as long as you do it with an awareness, that's absolutely fine. So what can that intention be? If you are on a twin flame journey in separation and you're standing in front of a person that is a soulmate, you've explored this relationship, you've allowed this man to wine and dine you for a good couple of months without taking any decision, without engaging in intimacy, just romantical friendship, getting to know each other. You know now that he's your energetic match, you feel he's a soulmate, you feel he has an intention of building something with you. If you want to do this, obviously I've covered in a previous video that naturally you have to make sure that this is not just coming from a place of I'm not going to wait anymore because right, so I want it now, because that's urgency, and that's most definitely ego. All the things that sound like I want love, I'm not getting any younger, I desire love, I have a right to be loved, I have a right to be happy, all those things, rest assured, they're coming from an ego. Soul would never say such rubbish, okay? Soul desires a real and genuine connection. So if you stand in front of a man and you're thinking to yourself, okay, I've been in that separation, this journey has been so long, it's true that you have to keep pushing to get to union in this journey. There is no keep pushing deeper on your shadows, deeper on the pain, deeper on the darkness, because it is only when we are at our purest divine state as a divine feminine that we will be allowed to get into union with our masculine. And for some, it's very challenging because of the shadows, because of the pain, right? There's a threshold that some feminines have. And in that moment, you stand in front of another man and you feel this man as a soulmate. You feel you have a beautiful connection and you feel you want that relationship. I would advise you to ask yourself, am I really connecting specifically to this man? Let's say his name is like, I don't know, like Pablo, whatever. Am I specifically connecting to Pablo? Is it him? If it was any other man with similar qualities, right? So with similar approach, maturity, pursuing me, an amazing man, but he would not be Pablo, would I still do it? Because that's the ultimate question. If you are resigning and giving up on your twin flame journey, or thinking that you're not resigning, but the wait is so long that you're just going to go ahead and be with another man, which is a whole different story. And I've covered it so many times at this point that it still means that there's a road ahead of you. So there's a huge difference. There's a gigantic difference, and not just on the twin flame journey, but for every person on the planet. And most people are in denial about this. There's a huge difference between I want love, I want companionship, and I want relationship, or I want you. I want you. Nobody else. I want you. My soul craves you. It's not about what you can give to me. It's not about what we can build together. It's not about the time and joys that we can share together. It's about you. My soul have connected to yours, and I want you. No other man, anyone else. I want you. And that is the state that every person should achieve. And it is the state that you can only achieve if you have came back home to self, to the wholeness of self, where you've healed your masculine energy, your inner feminine energy, you've merged them, and you taught them to interact with each other in a healthy way, which we call inner union. You are at the state of yin and yang, when there are certain things that your soul desire, like love, like companionship, like whatever that is for you, but there's nothing that your soul lacks, because you now know that you don't need anything. You are everything. So you don't search, but you magnetize. So in that moment of time that Pablo appears, and you suddenly feel that, yeah, I had this great connection, obviously, with my twin flame. He's always going to be the other part of me, but he's not here now. And I'm standing in front of this Pablo person, and it's him. It's not a relationship. It's not what he can offer. It's not what we can have together. It's not what we can live together. It's him. If it would be any other man, again, do you understand what I'm trying to say? In my opinion, as per my teachings, as per all the downloads about this journey that I have received, that is the only case where you should go for it as a divine feminine and twin flame journey. And in reality, it's the only case where anyone should go for any kind of relationship. People are deeply in denial, and they're not understanding that they think that they love somebody. They think that this person is a special person. And I, back in the day, felt for the same thing. We were all there. There's no shame. We just need to grow and evolve enough to understand that love is not something that is meant to fill out the gap of us wanting to do specific things in life and feel specific things in life. It's a companionship that should be built on soul resonance. So if you are deciding, be honest with yourself. Am I really deciding to connect to this soulmate because I don't want to be alone, because I don't want to constantly think about my twin flame that is nowhere to be found, because I'm tired of this journey, because I'm tired of waiting, because I'm not getting any younger, all of those things that belong to the ego? It's fine as long as you realize that, because ultimately we have freedom of choice. But there's a huge difference. Because in that case, when we want something specific, it's not love, it's codependency. It's a built contract with someone that we can have a beautiful relationship with still. But you're not there specifically for this person, but you're specifically for not who they are, what they can offer to you, right? And how they can show up for you. And that is not true unconditional love. And as a divine feminine, we should be well aware how true unconditional love looks like and what true unconditional love offers. Because selecting a partner as per modern type of dating, that he has this and that, right? And he can give me this and she can give me that. It's deprived of true love. It's a contract. There's nothing wrong with this, right? As long as you are aware that you are just, having an agreement with someone that I will provide this and you will provide that and we will have this great relationship and companionship. But you can't call it love. In the midst of it, you can have warm, loving feeling towards a person. Our ego tends to develop those feelings the more time we spend with someone, especially when they give us what we want and it feels like love. But when we talk about true, genuine, soul-based kind of a love, that is unconditional love, It is love that says, I love you, regardless of what you're choosing to do, regardless whether you choose to be with me or not, regardless where you are on your path right now, because I allow you your freedom and I allow you to live your life the way you want to. That is true unconditional love. It is beyond time, beyond space, beyond any requirements, and it can only come when you are in the wholeness of not lacking anything. So remember that true deep desire of a soul is natural, is normal. And for most twin flames, we're gods and goddesses of love. We come here to remind people the true frequency of love. It is natural that it is always the desire of our soul, especially for our counterparts, to be together. It will never go away. It will never fade away. It will only grow stronger as you release the ego. But there's a huge difference between desire of a soul, that is your guideline on what you were meant to do in this lifetime, whether that's your counterpart, love, adventure, travel, supporting people, animals, whatever that is in your life, on your path, true desire of your soul, and the need of the ego to have something, to prove something, to achieve something, to live for something, because time is running out. Time is never running out for a soul. As much as ego struggles to, oh, is it coming or not? I know, I've been there. It's pain every day that we learn to live with and we learn to transmute into love. But I want you to understand that before you take that choice, because as I mentioned in previous video, we are our choices. Ultimately, our path is designed by everyday choices, from the smallest one to the very big one.